when government institutions become statutory body, we see need for those agencies, and we get into authorities so that they become at par with the industry. Petroleum, mining, and MRA is no exception. But from your presentation, you are being affected in the discharge of your duties in terms of efficiency and effectiveness as a normal government agency, government department. So I think generally we can come to some understanding that the purpose for which the mining department, through this transformation process on creating an authority, has not been fulfilled in its fullest and purpose. So these are very critical functions. And if you're talking about capacity issues and some other functions that you're supposed to do are not being done, it raises a lot of alarm as to why governments have gone into making agencies of government to statutory authorities. Statutory authorities are supposed to be at par with the industry, providing effectiveness, efficiency in the leadership, in the discharge of the function. So that is first and foremost. I think for a greater interest, I'm beginning to understand here. Secondly, there was something in terms of your financial capacity to operate as an entity, to do those kind of things that you're talking about in terms of inspections, compliance, and some of these things, like levy and funding capacity. Do you have any under the authority MRA? You need to let the committee know of this. If not, are you being advised to look into it under your reform? That's important. You can't just sit back and say, oh, we have no capacity, so we allow the industry to function on its own in an increasing environment where men and technology and a lot of abuse are coming in. An appropriate agency of government cannot just sit back and watch these things happening in our nose. Secondly, or thirdly, can you, Mr. Nakito, without fear or favor, give us an honest opinion as far as the MRA is concerned as of today? Do you see that there is abuse recently over the last 4 years? Abuse, misuse, influx of illegal miners in this industry, and it's a growing concern for the independent state of Papua New Guinea for now and for the next 50 years and so? Or do you think we have done better in terms of regulatory management of the alluvial industry in this country? I should. That will help us. You're the better person tasked with this duty to protect the country and our citizens.
Governor, I take note of your two earlier statements or comments. For the third one, illegal activities, we know it's been promoted by people from a certain country. As I mentioned, we have talked to the embassies to try to educate the people on the need to follow laws of different countries that they're engaged in. We also have tried to implement the compliance bit, make sure that reported activities, illegal activities are attended to through advertisements in papers, and then follow on engaging with the law enforcement as well as immigration, see whether proper permits have been issued for the people entering the country and engaged in the sector. Law enforcers just to enforce the laws and the penalties that relate to that's captured in the law, in the Mining Act. So we have started that. Activities reported from Wabulolo, certain activities have been inspected. Again, regulatory mechanisms, law enforcement mechanisms in place. Everything ends up in court anyway. So we know we have a lot of challenges in MRA, which I have mentioned and you have noted. We need, as I said, we need to really have an enforcement, compliance enforcement agency that can look into this aspect of the illegal activities and try to contain, try to address. So, yeah, that's the challenge on MRA, is to make sure that we have that capacity in-house to attend to all these activities that are not conforming to the law.
Okay, Mr. Nekito, just for the interest of the nation, do you think it is, according to MRA, an emerging issue, or it's a serious issue now that the country must deal with as a matter of national concern?
It has been emerging for some time, but now it's becoming serious. Given the low production and the low revenue from the sector, there's a drop in the last 3 years in the gold production and revenue from the sector. It's a serious issue that needs to be addressed by everyone concerned, including those at the borders, those at immigrations, the type of permits they issue. Us at MRA having the capacity to go out there and arrest the activities, the illegal activities. So all institutions of governments that have a part to play in this needs to work together. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.